Hello, guys. So yeah, hi Neil. Hello everyone. Thanks for everyone for joining us today. This is Chris from Dorahacks. I will be the host and moderator for today's demo sessions. So it's great to meet all of you virtually. So a bit background of the hackathon. So Klaymaker, which is a hackathon you guys all join, is the flagship hackathon event in 2022 for Klaytn ecosystems, driving the growth of the Klaytn's developer community and ecosystem adoption via ecosystem partnership and support. It is a great pleasure for Dorahacks ourselves to support Klaytn for the very first time for such a great event. In the end of the hackathon, we have received more than 200 submissions in a 2-month period, and 174 teams got verified as a participants. And we have also selected finalist projects for each tracks. And today we are very happy to have 5 projects to join us as the finalist team. And they are in the NFT and Metaverse track. They are Cup, Stardapp, D-DALLE, Soumatou, GhostNFT. And also, we are very happy to have our new friend and very old friend from Klaytn, Neil, to join us as the judge and speaker as well. Yeah, so without further ado, let's welcome the first team to start, which is the Cup. So for all the audience, we are live streaming right now. So if you have any questions during the sessions for any of the teams or projects, please feel free to ask in our live chat rooms. Yeah, so Cup team, I guess it's your time to start.
Yeah. Let me share our screen.
Sure.
Okay, do you see?
Yep, we can see.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Timothy from Klaytn Labs, and thank you for having us to showcase what we've been building. And let's just delve into KUP. What are the requirements for a successful metaverse? Content should be provided seamlessly so that users can enjoy content as per taste. Undefined problems that have blocked the way to successful metaverse and tackle one of them. According to this figure from McKinsey's Metaverse report, media and entertainment has adopted Metaverse a lot. To build successful use cases of a Metaverse, as the word implies it could serve literally everything provider wants. Then what is the problem of provider side? Content providers are usually not familiar with developing in other domains. Especially building applications using blockchain is not easy for them. It's hard to be a content provider or content creator for Metaverse. That's the problem we target to solve. So we built KUP. Then what is the KUP? KUP stands for Klaytn, Unity, and PlayFab. It is a connection between Unity, PlayFab, and Klaytn to manage data while interacting within the metaverse. This partnership secures the user's data ownership and preservation by processing important data with Klaytn blockchain. And contents created by Unity will generate metaverse data, and it will be securely transferred to the PlayFab. It makes it easy to produce meaningful result processing raw data like scoreboard or leaderboard or in-game currency management. It also makes it easy to send them back to the client. If the data only saved in the operator's database, let me say it's PlayFab in our case, it would be no more than just a series of zeros and ones. However, important data for users is going to be written on the Klaytn blockchain. Then, why KUP? As I mentioned at the beginning of the slide, a successful metaverse must provide as much content as possible so that users can enjoy content continuously and without much repetition. It is cumbersome for content providers, Unity developers, to work in a domain that they have little to no practice in. KUP helps Unity developers focus on the domain they are confident in. By utilizing KUP, they help build an easily accessible metaverse. PlayFab, for example, supports PlayStream. It is a real-time analytics, so you can keep track with your contents data real-time. And Klaytn is the metaverse blockchain for all. It ensures real-world data processing speed, 4,000 transactions per second, and scalability. In short, KUP helps content providers build a metaverse with ease, even if they are not as skilled in other areas. By doing so, they have more time to work on the quality of the content itself. And personally, I'm sure it's a key to success for the metaverse. This is our demo video, and the demo video demonstrates how easy to build a metaverse for Unity developers. Build metaverse GameFi apps without blockchain experience is of the essence. And we used ChopChop, one of the open source projects officially provided by Unity, to show you that it's easy to connect by using KUP. Suppose we want to count users' daily attack counts, the amount of attacks, to reward who attacks the most. Users enjoy the metaverse, the character moves, character jumps, and attacks. And the interaction of a user is tracked real time, as you see at the right side of the screen. So now we get the attack count. And the attack count is going to be minted as an NFT. No one can dispute its reliability. And you can find the transactions on Klaytn Scope or any other blog explorers. And since we minted an NFT, you can find the NFT on the OpenSea. And we keep building to provide utmost utility for content providers. We are going to deploy NPM packages for web developers and CLI tools, and integrating with Unity Visual Script Editor to make who don't even have a knowledge of programming can participate in the contents building, and expand integration with other building tools. So the ultimate version of KUP would be modular. So like K plus something plus P for scalability. And these are references of our project. You can find information there. I hope everyone sipping a cup of Metaverse soon. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, Timothy, for this very detailed introduction. So I'm guessing if yeah, so one question from me is that would love to know a bit more about like your team background. Like what did you guys do before? How much members, how many members you have in your team right now, and maybe any of the relevant experience in crypto or others that you think might be helpful for us to better understand about the team. Yeah.
To briefly talk about our team members, we are all blockchain enthusiasts. Since for myself, I started crypto from 2016, and we currently build another P2E solutions for sustainable play to earn games. And we have 6 people here. I mean, 6 people participated building KUP project, and we have many people together building for move forward blockchain in the blockchain space. And yeah, I think that's all for the team, because we have many experience of building in the blockchain spaces, but
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Thank you. Thank you, Timothy. Neil, you have anything to want to add?
Yeah, so this is Neil from Klaytn. Thank you, Timothy and the COP team. I really like your slogan right here. It's not my cup of tea, I want COP. So very quickly, on to maybe 2 questions from me. And I saw you do have 3 main part building your product right here, Unity, Klaytn, and also the data architectures right here. And then I would just want to know more a bit on the data architecture. So obviously your solutions involve on-chain data and off-chain data. So for the on-chain and off-chain data respectively, what kind of architectures or solutions that you're using to process these data for your solution?
Let me show you the architecture page. Klaymaker is serverless solution provided by Microsoft. So we originally intended to put our own backend, but we replace it with Klayfab because it's scalable, more scalable than using our own backend. And once Unity developer make a contents and produce a data, the connection of built by KUP send data to Klayfab, and the Klayfab itself provide many features to process data to make something meaningful, like leaderboard or something. And the builder can choose what is going to be written on the Klaytn blockchain, because we don't need to have every data written on Klaytn blockchain. So content creator can select some important data for their operations, and they interact with Klaytn to ensure the data ownership and persistency. And it has really high scalability because it depends on the creator what to write on the blockchain and what not to write on blockchain. So basically the architecture looks like this, but the connection is the main point for our project.
Got you. So the data management, data processing is handling with the backend provided by the PlayFab, given what you have just mentioned. Thank you very much for your answer onto this one. My second question is very quickly right here. You mentioned the fourth step for your technical roadmap right here is to integrating other tools with the K plus something P for the scalability. So other than the scalability that you mentioned right here, do you feel or do you find any other aspect of the product features that you would love to you're looking into for further improvement? Most like for the product features, but not the CLI2 support or the NPM packages. This is more like the library packaging for your SDK to BL, but I'm more like onto your product features itself that you can think of going forward. You would like to improve.
Yeah, our ultimate goal is to make every people as a builder of metaverse. So for scalability, we are going to support these things on the presentation, on the slide. But the other side, our team has many artists. So we are going to support for non-programmable area too. So we can add on them to KUP. So if you talk about just development manner, we can suggest we can put tokens on the KUP to utilize our solution. Like, for example, Metaflex of Solana uses token to expand their use of their blockchain storage. So and something could be at first I intended to replace it with Unreal Engine because Unity and Unreal Engine are both highly adopted by Metaverse developers. But I thought everything that could be used for developing Metaverse replaced this something place.
Got you. Thank you. Thank you, Timothy. I got your 3 points right here already. The first part is to actually building more no code, lower the barrier for more creators to contribute, to participate
Yes.
on your platform. The second is to look at having some opportunity with the tokens. The third part is to extend your project onto different game engine that we talk about right here. Fantastic. Do we have one more questions from the audience, from the communities, or from the judge that we have? Feel free to take it away.
I think there's no more questions from the audience. So I think we can jump to the next product today.
Thank you. Thank you, Fav.
Yeah,
thank you, Captain.
it's Timothy. So yeah, Ankit, welcome. I think the next product is the Stardapp. So feel free to jump in when you're ready.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So this is Ankit, and So we have built Stardapp, so which is actually I can't share my screen as of now. Could
Yeah,
Timothy?
Timothy, can you stop to share your screen and let other team to do that? Yeah, Ankit, I think you can try it now.
Okay, is the presentation visible?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Cool. So yeah, welcome to Stardapp. My name is Ankit, and so this is a application which actually solves major problems in the current state of creator economy. So basically, the tagline says decentralized, private, and secure access to your favorite content. So let's jump on to what problems we are solving via Stardapp. So Stardapp basically solves 4 problems in the current state of creator economy, which are central dependency, encryption, monetization control, and wasted access. So I'll be elaborating more on these 4 problems in the next slides. So first comes the problem of central dependency. So we know that as of now, if we take any content platform, be it YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, so they are all centralized. And what if these services on which the creator hosted their content goes down? And or what if the service decides to just ban that particular creator for whatever reason? So in that case, the creator is helpless before such centralized systems. Next problem is of encryption. So the content is usually not encrypted, so they are prone to leaks. And it is not new to hear of the news that due to certain vulnerabilities in the centralized systems, the content got leaked. And on top of it, they like rarely care to encrypt the data and then store it. Third major problem is the control of monetization. So creators have little to no control on monetization because it is solely controlled by the platforms they are on, and they deduct heavy platform charges, which in some cases can go as up to as like 50%. So they have to depend on the brand sponsorships and amend their content. So they have to change their content so that the sponsors are happy. So this basically snatches away the freedom from the creators, and it actually it does not allow them to create what they really want, because the root of the problem is that they don't have the control on the monetization part. And the fourth part is the stuck with access, which is more from the consumer's point of view, the fans' point of view. So many times, a consumer, let's say, a consumer gets the subscription for a certain platform. Then that consumer is stuck with the subscription that maybe he does not need anymore. So he wanted to do some one-time thing with that, and then he did not need that subscription further. So currently there is no provision for him to solve this problem. So he cannot basically trade off his subscription. Since in the Stardapp application, we'll be using NFT as subscription tokens. So a user can basically trade away the subscription to any other person who is in need of that. So let's discuss like how the solution looks like. So first was dependency on the centralized system. So we are solving it by allowing the content creators to store the content on IPFS, and then we are allowing the content creators to have their NFT smart contracts, and then the fans can mint the NFT from their smart contracts, and then these NFT will act as token gates. And if a person is having if a person is holding these NFTs, then only he will be able to see the content. Second one was not encrypted and prone to leaks. So as I said that we store the content on IPFS, but here is a slight change that we first encrypt it and then store it on IPFS. So the data, even though it's like open, but still is, since it's encrypted, so it's of no use even if it gets out. Third is no control on monetization. So we are solving it by leveraging a mint fee for minting the NFT. So whenever a fan comes and if he wants to view the content, so if he first have to mint the NFT of that particular creator, in order to do that, he has to pay certain mint fee, which directly goes to the creator. So this is one way of monetization. The other add-on is that there is a functionality of tipping the creator. So if a fan can choose to tip directly the content creator in Klay tokens. And the fourth one is stuck with access. So now since it is token gated, and the token being the NFT, so any fan can trade off the subscription NFT on any Klaytn marketplace, and so this will actually solve the problem of getting stuck with access. So now I'll jump into the demo. So this is how the interface looks like. And firstly, we will walk through how the things look for a particular creator. So we have already onboarded a creator by the name of Taylor. So this is Taylor's account. So she is the content creator. And we have already deployed the smart contract for her, which allows her fans to mint NFT. And whenever anyone mints NFT, then there's a mint fee that is being levied, which directly gets transferred to Taylor's account, which is this one. So firstly, we will connect this wallet and log her into this. So we have signed this. So now she can see some Pinterest-like of view of all the content that she has uploaded. And she can also see her current balance in terms of Klay over here. There's a drop down here, and she can actually go and manage content. So here she will have a file view where she will get all the files that she has uploaded. Like on clicking on any of the files, she can view that particular file. Also, if we go back, she can also choose to delete any of these files using these delete buttons. One thing is here is that she can also check her monetization. So as told earlier, so there are two kinds of monetization that is possible. One is via minting fee whenever a fan mints the NFT, and one is via direct tipping or donation. So till now she has around 11 Klay via donation and 10 Klay via minting. And here is all the record of like from which all addresses she got the revenue and what was the source, whether it was donation or minting. So as of now, her balance is at 53. We will just note it down for now so that we can have some comparison later on. So she has around 53 Klay as of now. Okay. So yeah, so coming to the adding the file part, so she can also add files, and as said, it will be first encrypted and then uploaded to IPFS. So let's try that. So when you click on add files, you browse a file. I have already saved this particular file. So we'll try uploading this. Pretend upload. By the way, this was the file. that we just uploaded, and it looks like it got uploaded. So we will just check if the file was indeed encrypted at the IPFS level or not. So we use chain safe to upload it on IPFS. And if we refresh this, so the file name was something file underscore. Yeah, here it is. So here is that file. So I'm claiming that this is encrypted, but let's verify this. So for that, we'll just go ahead and download this, save it, and we'll try to open this particular image file. And we'll see that when we try to do that, so when we try to do that, it says that it could not be opened because obviously it's encrypted and the image viewer cannot read that encrypted file. But when we go back to her files view and check out the files over here, then yeah, we see that particular file over here. And if we choose to see this, then the Stardapp platform actually decrypts it back and shows it. So this is the same view that the end user will also get. Now, this was all from the content creator side. Now let's switch to fans view. So we'll just go ahead and disconnect it. And then later on, use this particular account 6. So this is brand new account, and we'll try to view the private content using this. Note that we have not minted the NFT using this account yet. So it should throw some sort of error that we are not allowed to view the content. So let's try to change the account first to account 6, connect wallet, sign this. So it says that it could not get access token. Make sure you have minted a Taylor Clay NFT. So which was expected. So let's try to mint this first. So here we see an option to mint. Here we see that there is 1 clay of minting fee that is being levied. So we will go ahead. Yeah, we will go ahead. And confirm this one. So now that particular NFT is mint. And if we try to sign in back, I will just disconnect and try reconnecting again. Then now we are able to view the private content because we just minted that NFT. And note that earlier the Taylor's balance was something 53 clay. And now if we check it back, it should get incremented by 1 clay because the minting fee of 1 clay got transferred while we were minting this. So, but before that, let's just check what options the fan gets. So he can actually view on any file, and he can view this image or video, or it could be anything, any media. And here he also sees the option to donate. So when he chooses to donate this, so he can choose whatever amount he wants to send. So let's say, yeah, his current balance got decreased by 1 clay because he just used 1 clay to mint that NFT. So it's now almost 3 clay. Let's choose to send 2 clay to her. So send. This opens up. Now we are confirming this transaction to send 2 clay to Taylor. And now it is processed. And if we just refresh this one, then balance got deducted by 2. So now Taylor should have one clay from minting and 2 clays from donation. Just making a note there. Also, he can just go to manage NFT and see all the NFTs that he had over here. So it's taking some time because IPFS has some latency issues. So it will show up after a minute or two. So, but now let's disconnect and check back Taylor's account if it is indeed if it indeed increased by 3 clay or not. So we switch to Taylor, we connected, we sign this message. And now, yeah, we see that now it says 56 something because 3 clay just got added. Let's just verify by going to the monetization tab. And yeah, after calculation, it shows that this particular address, the new fans address in this demo, it donated to, and yeah, and while minting, it processed a minting fee of 1. So this was the demo for Stardapp, which solves 4 major problems in creator creator economy. And our coming back to the presentation. So this is how the future roadmap looks like. So and the work in progress. So as of now, tens of creators are already on the early access waitlist for this. We are getting the live environment up. So that was just a demo setup. So we are getting a live environment up, and we have started to onboard the first few creators, the first set of creators on the live environment as of now. So thank you and hope that you like the demo.
Great. Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much, Ankit, for the presentation. So Neil, you want to jump in first?
Maybe I have some questions. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So this is Sonia from the Klaytn team, and it's a great work, Ankit. It was very interesting to see such a new creator economy application. And I guess you are a big Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I wanted to ask this question related to same IPFS, which you mentioned about the latency. So as we all know, right now, IPFS is not free, and only we can store up to 5 GB, right? So if this is going to be in production, have you thought about the scalability? Are you going to run your own IPFS node, or is it even scalable to store so much data in IPFS? Because the latency is very high, right?
Yes, so that is actually one of the current problems that we are facing with IPFS. So for that regard, we are actually looking into experimenting into other decentralized storage also, for example, RBs. And so the progress is there. But but a small correction, like if we use ChainSafe, then they give 20 GB instead of 5 GB free. And the latency also, so it's not latency, it's like first time latency. So after the content gets indexed, and there is some caching mechanism in between the IPFS node and your client. So like if once it's available over there, then in between there are cache mechanisms which actually improve some bit of latency, but yeah, sure, like it's not still at par with the current state of like Web2 solutions. So that's still a work in progress. And also there was one more thing that we are trying to do. We are trying, so in case the file is big, So we are actually implementing transcoding. So basically splitting up huge MP4 files into a bunch of small chunks called M3U8 files. So with that, we have seen a dramatic increase in like performance. So I remember that there was a file of around 50 MB and it was taking around 15 seconds to load entirely. So for first 15 seconds, it was just not playing because it was trying to first load it entirely and then play. But when we chunked it into a bunch of around 100 of M3U8 files, then it instantly started playing. So like just up, like within 1 second, it started playing. So this was one of the major optimization that we did in our live environment. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah. It's good that you thought about this problem and you tried to achieve or think about the solution. And of course, we can use S3 cloud caching solutions to render or serve the data better. And you also told that you are trying to do some kind of sharding technique to optimize it. So yeah, I think it's good option. So regarding the monetization, right? So you said there will be a token gated NFT, and in order to mint, the user will have to pay some amount of Klay, right? So does that include the transaction fees as well, or it's just for that NFT?
Yeah, so as we saw in the demo, there was some gas fee. I think you mean the gas fee. Yeah, so there was.
So two questions here. So one is the gas fee and the other one is the price of the NFT they are paying, right, in order to mint. So is it like, does the user have to pay for both, or is a platform paying for the transaction fee, or what is it?
Yes. So let me tackle the first question, whether the user will be paying the gas fee or not. So we were actually doing some talks with our creators and wanted to know their view, and they were of, so the unison came out to be that they don't want the users to pay the gas fee. Then we actually came to know about some services which actually sponsor gas. Actually, there is one upcoming company called Cupcake, which actually solves this particular problem. And then there are there is this Bioeconomy, which is doing gas sponsoring thing. So after talking to creators, we are thinking of sponsoring the gas, so the end user does not have to pay the gas fee. They only have to pay the minting fee, and the gas will be sponsored partly by the company, which is Stardapp, and partly by the creator. So that is the first. And what was the second one?
The second one, the fee for the NFT itself. Does that has a price so that the user has to pay?
Yeah, so in the live production, we are actually having multiple tiers of NFTs, which will provide different kind of content. So let's say there is some cheaper content and then there's some very exclusive content. So for the sake of this demo, I only had one tier. So there was only one hard-coded fee. But in the live live app, there will be layers or tiers of NFTs, and it will be configured by the creator. Of course, we'll provide dashboard so that they could have so they could configure different NFTs and then allocate that, okay, this particular NFT will only unlock these type of contents. So we will basically do a tagging. So NFT A will unlock all the contents which have, let's say, tag A. NFT B will unlock all the content which have tag B. So so that's the way that we are thinking of going ahead. And so it will be tiered, and the price will be solely decided by the content creator.
Yeah, that's pretty much convincing, and you have a very good business model. And just so you know, same like Bioeconomy, so we have a fee delegation, on-chain fee delegation. So actually Bioeconomy uses the relayer model, but in Klaytn, we have on-chain fee delegation. So you can just do the fee delegation, whatever you're doing, using Klaytn itself. Yeah.
Cool. I'm just noting that down. This was helpful. So yeah, I'll definitely look it up.
Yeah, sure. I don't have any other questions. Johan or Neo?
Yeah, I got one for Ankit. So this is Neil from Klaytn again. I would like to talk about the security for your solutions. And obviously, one of the selling point for your solutions right here is the improved security using specific encryption scheme right here. So going into encryption, may I confirm the encryption algorithm that you're using, you just get what you have from ChainSafe, or you do using specific algorithms, say like AES 256, all these kind of things? Because when I look at your, for example, your code base on the controller, I see you inject the environment variables for the encryption key, salt, and maybe the algo as well. So I'm just wondering, where are these environment variables coming from?
Yeah, sure. So Stardapp, so the platform is having some environment variables which provide the, so one of the environment variable is the private key, which is used to do the algorithm. I believe I used AES. Yeah, in this particular demo, I used AES, and it was a symmetric encryption. So we use the same key to encrypt and decrypt just for the sake of ease, because like the time was less and we had to do the hackathon. But moving forward, so good that you brought up this question. So moving forward, we are actually going to implement MPC, multi-party computation. So now, let me just briefly brief about what MPC is. So MPC is basically you split up a particular private key into multiple parts, and then every key share is given to different shareholders. So in this case, that would be one shareholder would be the Stardapp, the another will be the creator, of whom the content is going to be encrypted. So while doing the encryption, we'll use MPC to use the 2 out of 2 scheme, and then encrypt that content using Stardapp's key share as well as that particular content creator's key share. We will encrypt it, and then we will upload it on IPFS. And so that is the scheme that we are trying to move towards, so which kind of provides a more trustless environment as well as more security.
It would also mean the sacrifice of some degree of scalability as well. But I think you're going to work on the improvement of the solutions in terms of the security. But hope that you're going to have the great balance between like the scalability or security of your solutions. But we got your answers right here. I think we have one more question from Walden, probably. Would like to ask the questions right here.
Yeah, thanks. We want to ask actually about the encryption as well, because we had done some work in cryptography before, and curious how you are able to let any user who has a token decrypt the data, because it seems that for them to decrypt it, you'd have to at some point transfer the secret key over to them. But if that transfer is done using the blockchain or just over the server, that seems like it's a method that could be hacked by someone. So curious how you guys are doing that.
So currently the decryption happens like this. So we get the encrypted file from the IPFS, and then for the implementation that is currently in place as of now, so we use the key that is in the environment that is stored as environment variable in the Stardapp server to decrypt it back. So so that's how like we are decrypting it back. So and the way and the token, the NFT plays a role over here like this, that whenever someone tries to sign in with the NFT, then we also get the address of the token holder, And then we, at the backend, we try to generate an access token. So, and that is generated only if that particular address is holding that particular NFT. And if the nonce that was signed while doing the signing, that is verified. So after that, we issue an access token. And so this is one segment. And now we have like methods to the usual Web2 methods of checking and verifying the correctness of access to tokens. And if the access token is correct, then only and if the requested is requesting for the private content, then we do an API call to the IPFS, first get the encrypted content here, and then decrypt it using the environment variable, and then send it as a response to the requester.
So it seems like for your guys' stuff, the stuff with the NFTs is done on chain, but the actual data content is through your server. So you guys do encryption, decryption.
Yeah, it's so at one so it is stored on the IPFS, so that is decentralized. But yeah, in order to serve that particular file, so that decryption and encryption happens on the on our server.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Warden. Thank you, Ankit, for the answers. I think maybe over the Chris, I think that will be, I think we're about time to move on to the next project.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Ankit and Stardapp.
Yeah. Thanks, team. So yeah, let's jump to the next product today. I think it should be the D-DALLE.
Yeah, that's actually us. So it's perfect. Let's share our screen, make sure everyone can see the presentation here. Yeah, so we are building D-DALLE, or which stands for Decentralized DALL-E. And our goal here is basically to try to bring together the world's creativity using the power of AI and blockchain. And as you will see in a little bit, we have a live demo for you guys to try out. So a little short bit about the team. So I'm Walden. I'm currently studying computer science here at Harvard College. And I've been interested in Web3 and exploring its possibilities for a while now.
Hey, I'm Florian. I'm a CS grad student at Harvard here. And I'm really interested in AI and blockchain and how we can use this to build the future.
Yeah. So to first talk a little bit about our motivation going into this hackathon, we really want to try to avoid rebuilding something that already exists. We wanted to add something that was not boring, add some differentiation for other chains. Otherwise, users wouldn't really have an incentive to switch, and we wanted to create an interesting experience. So we really wanted to think about new ideas and incorporating new technologies that were exciting for users, gave them a reason to switch to our application in Klaytn, which our application is on, and also that would give an interesting application for the users and be good for our adoption in general. So you may be wondering, what new technology are we bringing into this?
What else could it be? We're looking at AI-generated content. So in the last year, we've seen huge advances in AI, especially in generative AI. So one example here, we have the DALL-E model, which takes an input, a text, and then outputs an image. So here in this example, we have like the text, Garfield as Darth Vader. And then we input this to the model, and the model generates this picture that you see on the right. And this is really impressive if you haven't seen it before. But there's some caveats to this procedure. And the first thing is these models are very powerful, but you have to kind of tune them in the right way to get the best quality results. So for example, in this example, we have a prompt ninja dog fighting off zombie cats, right? You put it, input it to the model, and the result that you get here on the left, I wouldn't hang it on my wall. It's maybe not the best results you could get. But then if you tune the prompt, if you add some more specific terms, like in Chinatown, you add some style terms, digital art, dramatic lighting, you experiment around a bit, then you can actually get a really cool results, which I would definitely hang on my wall. So point being here, it is not trivial to find like the best prompts to give you the best results. And it takes a bit of expertise, like what kind of terms does a model like, and also some experimentation. And to really facilitate this prompt engineering, we built decentralized DALLE. So our idea is that we want to enable collaboration on the prompt engineering side. So therefore, we built a two-sided marketplace where a creator that wants to generate a beautiful picture can set out a bounty. And then on the other side, talented prompt engineers can go ahead, experiment with different prompts, and then submit their suggestion for the creator for this bounty. And in the end, they get rewarded for their work.
Yeah, so enough talk about all of this. Let's actually just dive into our live demo here. So we are deployed on Klaytn mainnet. I encourage everyone here in the audience to go to our URL here at D-DALLE.xyz, where we will give you a chance to play around with the AI, try creating some art yourself on the blockchain. So I will hop over here myself, move this out of the way. And here you can see we're connected to Klaytn mainnet. I have my Kekas wallet connected. And let's say I am a blog post writer and I'm over here writing an article maybe about alien civilizations. And I really want to create a piece of art for my article, but I'm not that great at creating art myself. But I hear about this platform called Decentralized DALLE on the Klaytn blockchain that allows me to put out bounties for other users to create art using artificial intelligence for me, and I can choose the best one. So I go to this site here, I go to create a bounty, and I can put in description something like, a picture of an alien planet. And I can set out a bounty for people to submit images here. So I'll make the bounty 30 Klay, which means whoever submits the best image will earn 30 Klay at the end of this. And for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to make this 5 minutes, which means that once I click this post request here, it'll send a transaction to the blockchain. And then anyone will be free, including all of you in the audience, to go to D-DALLE.xyz, this URL here, and submit your image. So let me post the request. It should pull up. Perhaps it's on another chain going on right here. It's not connected. Let me connect my wallet real quick. I don't want to show my password to people.
Yeah, in the meantime, I guess you can already check out the website, look at the other prompts that have been generated in the past, and yeah.
Yeah, let me try to share screen again.
No, it's this one.
Here. Okay, and then I should be able to post my request live here. Here we go. Should be able to go ahead and confirm this. And now if we go to see all bounties, let me refresh the page once this transaction is done. Here we go. And now we see our bounty put up here for a picture of an alien planet. And essentially what this allows me to do is you or anyone in the audience can go to our site here and type in a prompt to start generating the image to submit here. So for example, I can say a picture of a planet with mountains against a dark sky. Let's say, colorful or dramatic lighting. And click generate image. And then this will take about 10 seconds. You guys can try it on your side as well. Highly encourage you. And after this little bit here, we should see the images come up. Maybe it might be a little slower when there's a lot of people trying it, but here we have some good images. So actually, this looks like an alien planet. So I'll click this, I'll click propose image. I'll sign this transaction. And it'll take a little bit to propose here. Oh, we can see that someone else has already made a submission here, which is great. So yeah, we have 3.5 more minutes here. We suggest that everyone goes to D-DALLE.xyz without the dash here and find this prompt and make your own submissions yourself. And using this AI is entirely free. While this is all going on though, we'll go back to the presentation, talk a little bit more about our vision, and then we'll check in back at the end here. So going back to our slideshow. So one question you might have is, why build on Klaytn or why build on the blockchain? So the first, I think, key value add here is the importance of fairness and making sure that our system is safe to copycat, safe from one user copying another user's image or copying their prompt, because the blockchain has an immutable ledger and an immutable history of every submission that was ever made and which users came up with what ideas. You can always properly reward users in the end. And because everything is backed by a smart contract, this is entirely a trust-free process. And even better, it's low cost, low transaction fees on the Klaytn, which means that users can create these prompts, create these bounties with little to no additional cost other than the bounty they set up. And the best part is because you have so much AI generated content, this integrates really well with other applications people might want in the metaverse. So actually everything we built here is automatically NFT. It complies with the KIP17 standard. And this means that not only can you go onto OpenSea and view all the images you created, but if you're a creator and you're building your games or you're building other applications that plug into the Klaytn metaverse, everything that you generate on D-DALLE is fully composable with all of that.
Now, where do we see this in the future? So we strongly believe that for the metaverse, content is the most important part, and especially customized content. And in that sense, like AI generated content is really the key to having customized content for people that are maybe not as talented in designing the content themselves. So to power this AI generated content for the metaverse, we've seen like this field has been exploding in the last couple of months, and we feel like if we can collaborate and have this decentralized collaboration in this field, this will be huge, and Klaytn will power it.
Mm-hmm. To talk a little bit more about our timeline and what we hope to do to bring further adoption. Well, we've already done a lot in this hackathon. We've deployed our version 1 on mainnet, and we've even added support for open source models to make sure that everything is even more decentralized and accessible. We supported popular Klaytn wallets like MetaMask and Kaikus, and we integrated everything as a KIP17 NFT, which we will show you in a little bit after the content is generated. We also publicized a lot of this on Twitter to get users and get some user feedback on everything. And this allowed us to iterate on a few new versions, create a mobile site, created faster buttons, and basically made this a better experience overall. And we want to continue doing that. A few features we heard about and we're thinking about to make this a better experience. First is really leaning into better security and copycat protection. So since everything's on the blockchain, we can definitely add more features into our smart contracts to perhaps pay out the rewards more fairly to other people who came up with different ideas, protect against reused content. We also allow anyone to bring their own AI and really lean into the fact that if all the metaverse content is going to be created with powerful tools, we also want anyone to bring any tool into the system and be able to create their content on D-DALLE and on Klaytn. And really building better filtering methods for creators as well to choose their favorite images. Inspired by some other things we've seen, such as IPFS, we can also decentralize the image storage itself. And the best part, perhaps, of all of this is that there's a path to actually being a self-sustaining project here, where once there's enough users on here, we can change the contracts to take a small percentage of every single bounty. And this will give the funding needed to continue development. And actually, we can have D-DALLE be run under a decentralized organization and give people tokens that can perhaps earn them percentages of the bounty or give them governance roles where they can vote in where this project goes from here. Of course, we're very proud to be built on Klaytn. We've used a ton of open source tooling here, including Web3 Modal in particular, which we were able to modify to be able to add additional features in the way we connected our wallet. And plus, there were plenty of community resources which were used to continue building this. Now, you guys may be wondering, what are the results of this? So let's go back and check. So let us go see all bounties, refresh this page. See that time is up here. But it looks like we got a good number of submissions here. Wow. So we have a few options to choose between when it comes to choosing Alien Planet. This is honestly pretty hard, but this one here looks quite cool. So we can see the prompt that was used, Alien Planet, digital art with futuristic city. We can select this, and now I can select the winner and sign a transaction to pay 30 Klay out to the person who created this prompt. See if we refresh now, we can see that it has been completed. Now, perhaps the coolest part about all of this is if I take this, I go into OpenSea, I can actually see a collection of all the images. Now it's taking a while to load, but you can see all the images appearing here. And the owners are the people who created each of these images. So now they can use these images however they would like in their own metaverse games or their metaverse, on Klaytn. So we hope you enjoyed our presentation. We hope that you were able to try out our AI. And we hope that you really enjoyed our mission of trying to bring together the world's creativity using AI and blockchain. And we can take any questions now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Johan from Cross Universe, and thanks for your great presentation. So, but I have I have a question about the infrastructure of the DALLE engine, because you know the stable diffusion model costs a lot of GPU cost. So, if the bounty hunter would like to generate the much image, then I think that could be burden to your project. So do you have any idea to handle this?
Yeah, so basically, and this goes into the part we were talking about later. The goal here isn't to be the AI provider ourselves. We want anyone to bring their AI tools in here. So actually, for this site here, to make it an easier user experience and grow the user count, which is very important for adoption, we want to make it an easy experience. So we're willing to support the models ourselves. But in the future, people are totally allowed, and I think people will actually want to bring their own tools and you bring their own GPUs and bring their own and do their own calculation on how much cost will we run to create the best images here. And I imagine those who actually bring their own things will actually perform better. And this means that we can allow, because if we support any model, that means that we can really allow the metaverse built on Klaytn to support content generated in all of these different ways.
Thanks for the answer. Yeah, maybe at the time, the human artist and the AI artist could compete on your site.
Yeah, or work together. There's even there's a startup called Runway, which is building tools that combine AI and human, and we totally see people using that, for example. So allowing that to plug into D-DALLE would be great.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done, and Florian. Obviously, our finalists are calling in everywhere in the world. It's early morning for you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for calling in. We realized, and obviously we knew that. I just want to say congrats. You guys are also winners from the Hack Boston 2 months ago. And when we look at a bit the improvement during this period, then you become the winner of Hack Boston and go into the KLAYMAKERS22. I would like to mostly come from a point based on the commits that I see on your main, not master branch anymore, main branch on your GitHub. What kind of improvement that you have been making since the end of Hack Boston before going into the KLAYMAKERS22? What I see is that you switch into the OpenAI API. And what are the other changes that you have been making from your side?
Yeah, we actually switched from the OpenAI to Stable Diffusion now. But yeah, I guess that's like a minor thing.
Yeah. I think I'd say a lot of it. So it's especially when we, after the initial Hack Boston happened, we had some Twitter interest, and a lot of that very quickly exposed to us a bunch of small issues, especially with user experience. We realized that a lot of users, for example, unexpectedly like to visit the site through mobile. A lot of users were running into different issues with the AI generation. So there was a lot of bug fixing, making things more stable and supporting new platforms in this process as well. And we were also investigating ways where we could change the smart contracts. But we haven't fully pushed all the changes live yet because we weren't able to figure out which method of distributing the payments was best on the back end, and didn't want to mess up the content on the live site in the meantime because of that.
Some follow-up questions right here. Your solutions are fantastic solutions right here, to be honest. Obviously, people will be asking in terms of the scalability, because you have the decentralized AI, right? I mean, you have the AI models, you have decentralized, anyway, so you have so many processes right here under your backend when it comes to deciding the final winners of a specific bounties right here. So when it comes to improving scalability on this front, is your team planning to do anything, on the pipeline that you have been planning to improve when it comes to scalability of your solution?
Yeah, I mean, so one thing is like, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what you consider like to be the main bottleneck, but if you're thinking about like, Stable Diffusion, this is like highly scalable in terms of like, you need if you
I
were to,
think it's more like not onto the bottleneck that I'm talking about, or maybe I rephrase my question. Are you looking for your solutions to be a bit more scalable than what it is right now? If
Yeah.
so,
So
what are the improvement that you're planning to have?
yeah. So I mean, frankly, our main bottleneck per se right now maybe isn't even like the technology, but just you know, creating or getting more users on the platform. I think the way you increase that bottleneck is just by continuing to make a better product. That's why we switched models. That's why we played around with making the system faster. It's actually 4 times faster than what it was after the initial Hack Boston system right now. And in terms of scalability, I think part of it is also moving more things on chain, because obviously Klaytn is synced up, and as Klaytn gets faster and as your team develops that, you know, transaction speeds can increase, and moving away from our centralized server that's going to be bottlenecked by however many requests is sent through there. And this connects to that point of people bringing their own AI models, bringing their own tools, and building a system that's less reliant on our own system doing that. And in many ways, the reason why we still rely on our own system right now is because it's easier to get more users and get more testing going on because of that. But past a certain point, we can definitely flip that switch.
Fantastic. I think we're still on a very early stage, and there will be so many improvements. Like you put together a plan, you would like to eventually have people to bring their own AI. I think this is certainly a very good point right here. Do we, Chris, can we check, do we have further questions from the communities, or anybody from this call would like to ask further questions?
Yeah, actually, I do have a questions. Basically, as well, AIGC relative technology is great. It's really scalable compared with traditional like human being creating pictures or contents one by one. Costs a lot of time. But also, I guess there's also some limited on the AIGC side, because like probably just cultural or humanity is like based on the current technology, it's gonna be a bit hard to, you know, get more feelings from maybe the readers or the users side. So just actually, I will not say it's a questions, but would like to know like your thoughts on this side, like maybe you can explain like what is your plan to enhance on this part.
Yeah. In terms of just like general quality of AI content, like I think it's definitely not fully there yet. And it's something we hope to see improve, and hence is why hopefully like when we switch it so that we're not just relying on one model, but, you know, allow any model to come in, it can keep up with whatever pace of movement is going on. And you're definitely true. I think when we think about, let's say, AI generation of more complex things, so let's say 3D models for that assets that people might use in their video games. There are models, there's actually a recent model just like a few weeks ago that we weren't able to integrate because it came out so soon, but it came out of OpenAI, or not OpenAI, it came out of Facebook. And that's a model that started being able to generate 3D assets for people. And maybe you can then have a designer go in and change up the style, change up the way it looks and feels to be a little more better for whoever's creating the bounty. And now you have that human AI cooperation that can then be sent in. So we definitely think AI, at least not right now, is the full solution, but AI makes things very scalable. And it's really important that whatever blockchain out there keeps up with the scalability of content.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Ankit, I see that you have questions for the team. So yeah, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, sure. First of all, Walden, Florian, it was very nice presentation as well. So I have a very simple question. Suppose that I am a malicious user and I announce a bounty, and I get some very good results, but then I decide to not pay them, and then just do a right click and save the image and then use it. So how is the platform exactly preventing this kind of practice?
I mean, so one thing is like you pay upfront, right? So when you set up the bounty, you already paid the money, and then it's only a question of like how the distribution is been done. I mean, of course, you can still like not reward the artist that you actually take the picture from, but you know, of course, like that's a whole thing of like you know, ownership of your NFTs. Yeah.
The other thing on that point is because once you get to the point of giving the reward, there's no like actual bounty cost to you anymore. The cost to you would mainly be not being able to submit more bounties until you pay that one out, or in the future potentially you could add like if we add more I guess Web2 functionality around this, we can have like reputation scores and things like that allow users to see which bounty payers are more reputable and are likely to pay things out to them. But that's a really good point, and something we definitely think about when it comes to making the system more fair per se.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, then like when you are announcing, like when I'm announcing the bounty, then it sorts of the 30 clays get locked in the smart contract when you when you said that it's the same. Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Sure. So I guess we can jump to the next project today. But really appreciate your efforts on this presentation. You guys did a great job. Yeah. Thank you guys. Let's move to the next project today, which is, I believe, the Soumatou. Yeah, Taiju and Oyama, feel free to start.
Okay, so let me start the presentation about Soumatou. So let me share the screen. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, so let me talk about the Soumatou. And Soumatou is the service that you can convert your memory to 3D model NFT and use it in the metaverse. So this is our team. So I'm Taiju, and I'm a smart contract specialist. And I started working in the crypto space from 2018. And I built the NFT minting and NFT marketplace. And also I'm a founder of the blockchain consulting and the dev company in Japan. And I helped a lot of projects in Japan to create the NFT project and the blockchain product. And also I met Yusuke. Yusuke is the XR and metaverse specialist. And he's also working in a global consulting company for the XR and metaverse project from 2017. And we are kind of good business partner. And also we are good friends who likes NFT and XR. So this time we came to form one team about NFT and metaverse and create one project, Soumatou. And Soumatou is the Japanese word which is about your memory. And this is actually the flashback of your memory in Japanese word. And Soumatou is to create on-chain metaverse with human memory. So this is like a copying a word and memory using the on-chain NFT into metaverse. So for the functionality, this is the very simple functionality. So Soumatou is a 3D model generator and NFT minting service and powered by Stable Diffusion. And this is the AI image generation and Klaytn blockchain for the NFT. So user can input the memory prompt, and the memory prompt is going to be changed into the 3D model. And user can mint the NFT in the Klaytn blockchain. And we can also view the NFT in a 3D map because we are going to build the new metaverse world on chain. So that's why we provide the 3D map viewer for the minted NFT. So let's try demo. Okay, so okay, so this is the Soumatou interface. So by this Soumatou, you can curve the moment into metaverse. Okay, let's start. So this Soumatou has the map viewer interface, and you can connect your wallet. And my wallet is MetaMask and connected to Klaytn blockchain. And then user can input the memory prompt in the text. So let me input the text. I'm attending a great hackathon here. So let me make the 3D model by this text. And then in the backend, help user to create the image by Stable Diffusion. So this is the AI generated image, and convert the image into 3D model. So let's wait for some time. Okay, so the image is generated, and that image is changed into 3D model. And then user can mint the 3D model NFT in the Klaytn blockchain. So when user click the mint NFT, the 3D model and the image is sent to the IPFS. And when the upload to IPFS is completed, user can send a transaction. And then this transaction is about to mint the NFT using the 3D model. So let's wait for some time to get the transaction confirmed in the Klaytn blockchain. So it takes some time. Okay, so now the NFT is minted in the Klaytn blockchain as an NFT. So we can see that NFT in the OpenSea too. So let me check the NFT in OpenSea. So, but NFT is just indexed in OpenSea, but it takes some time to be indexed. So let's check the previous NFT which I created before this presentation. So let's check the NFT. So this is a new one, and this is the previous one. And NFT is minted using Stable Diffusion and 3D model generator by Soumatou service. And user can check the 3D model in the OpenSea like this. And also, we put the 3D model and the prompt and also the geography information in the NFT so that we can view in the map format. And this is the NFT about the preparation of pitch deck. So I was preparing the pitch deck for this finalist demo in a good cafe. This is the NFT about that memory. Okay, so let's go back to the Soumatou service. And one thing about funny thing about using the map viewer is that we can interestingly interact with other people's memory like this. So this is the map viewer, and the NFT has the geography information so that user can check the other people's memory in the map format. So this is the NFT about maybe some guy is working on the project in his room. And this is actually the memory which is created by teammate Yusuke because we are working together for this project. And also at the same time, I'm working on a cafe for preparing this presentation. So this is my memory about preparing the pitch deck. And also one more thing about this map viewer is that currently our team is based in Japan, Tokyo, but this is not limited to Japan. So zoom out the map, we can see all over the world NFT creation status with Soumatou, so that maybe Japan or maybe Korea, we can check other people, other friends, like memory in the map format, so that we can interact with the other people memory. And why we use this map format is that we want to make a metaverse, and we want to kind of using the memory, we want to copy our world into metaverse, on-chain metaverse. So that's why we use this map format. Okay, so this is about the Soumatou service demo. So let's go back to the slides. Okay. So let's talk about the architecture of this service. Because this function is quite simple, user can input a prompt, and the prompt is going to be converted into image by Stable Diffusion. This is AI generated, and our service convert the image into 3D model. And user can put the 3D model into NFT format on Klaytn blockchain, and then user can view the NFT in the map viewer. And for this Soumatou service, we have two main components. First one is Stable Diffusion. This is the AI image generator. And second one is NFT. So first one, Stable Diffusion. Why we use Stable Diffusion for image creation is that everyone can be a good artist by this Soumatou. And this could be an easy onboarding for Klaytn blockchain to welcome new NFT creator in an easy way. And also NFT, because NFT on blockchain, this is for the interoperability. Because we are using NFT and the 3D model is NFT format. So this is for the interoperability. And this 3D model can be used in any metaverse project, and which giving you a chance to show off your memory with creativity. And I believe 3D model NFT and metaverse is a great pair. So more and more projects is going to support the 3D model NFT in their metaverse project. I believe this is the future of metaverse NFT. So why not having this kind of quite fancy and simple 3D model NFT generator in Klaytn blockchain? So this is the first starting point, our Soumatou project. And not only building the 3D model on blockchain, our mission and our goal, Soumatou's goal is the kind of journey to create metaverse world on chain based on the precious human memory, because human memory is kind of every day it goes by, but we can put that memory into on chain so that we can look back anytime. And this is a roadmap of our product. So currently we are just using the Stable Diffusion to generate the image, and the image is just simply converted into 3D model as a kind of simple box of image. But now this is the example of the image to 3D model generation powered by Google AI. So currently some project is working on how we can convert the image into 3D model. So currently we just support the Stable Diffusion and the 3D model generation, but by those new AI technology, we can create better 3D model generation in the Soumatou service. And also next step would be we can make our own galleries and markets. So currently we just use the map viewer for the NFT, which is created in Soumatou, but we can also make some kind of timeline NFT or some kind of galleries for our NFT so that user can enjoy their NFT creation in a more enjoyable way. And also we have a strong AI, not AI, sorry. We have a strong Metaverse team with Yusuke and his teammate. So we can maybe use AR or some different technology to create Metaverse as like a more real world. So this is our roadmap. And our business model is quite simple because this is the kind of user generate content and user can sell the NFT in the marketplace. And also we can integrate that NFT into Metaverse service. So we can get fee from the user NFT minting fee or NFT trading royalty from the user trade. And also we can collaborate with the Metaverse service like gallery or some kind of land service so that we can collaborate and get more user coming into this space and we can get more fee from the users. So this is our simple business model. Okay, so this is about Soumatou and get started with Soumatou today. And thank you so much. So this is about our presentation. Okay, it's finished.
Great. Yeah. Thank you very much, Taiju, for this detailed introduction. Let's see if like you or other judges and audience have any questions for the project.
Thank you, Taiju and Yusuke. So I saw your map was on Waseda, and then I was just wondering, I'm just wondering, you're going to be having a mobile application. You need to make sure the users actually bring in their phone or any devices with them, you know, at that coordinate, so that they know that they are there to taking that picture and turns to be a 3D art, right? So I think your solutions involve having obviously essentially mobile application, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so based on that, I would like to understand the use case is if I take a picture at one moment, I wanna have this as my memories as a 3D art. What would be the use cases? It's really high level. What would be the use cases that I would like to sell my memory? Shouldn't be the memory sticking with me and shouldn't be tradable.
Okay. So the basic use case is quite like Twitter, because Twitter is just about the user moment. So user can talk about their moment anytime. Just I'm having a good time, or I'm hanging out with friends. So any moment can be tweeted as a text. But our service is quite like Twitter. So user can just tweet or just put the moment, I'm having a good time with my friends. So this is the basic use case. And actually this NFT can be traded, but can be stayed in user wallet too, because this is the kind of visualization how user enjoy their life with friends or maybe alone. So user can input the text and user can mint the NFT, but this is kind of like a POAP. POAP is a kind of certification to attend the conference or some event. So it's like a kind of location, and text data is a kind of memory certification, or like the NFT can prove the user has this kind of memory in certain location in certain time in the NFT format. And we use the Stable Diffusion because Stable Diffusion is not having the privacy data. So user can easily input their moment into text and create image and create a NFT model, a 3D model on NFT, and user can just have it. And I think this is the one use case, just have it. And user can put the NFT in maybe some gallery or metaverse project and show their friends, I'm having this time in this period, in this location, like hanging out with my friends or hacking so hard on this hackathon. So this is the kind of a memory gallery for memory. So this is the expected use case.
Okay, thank you very much. I have two more, but the first one, I think I would go with it after this is there any requirement that you would like to make sure the user's memory must be unique? For example, it happens we both at Waseda at the same place and we take the same picture and becomes the digital art. Is there any requirement that from your application that you would like to make sure every memory must be unique?
Oh, okay. But actually, this service doesn't require the memory is unique, because the memory can be different based on the perspective of user. So like me and Yusuke is working in the same team, and maybe we are having some food or drink together, but we are having, by picture, the memory is always same because two guys working together or drinking together. But by text memory, maybe from my perspective or from Oyama's perspective, we are seeing a world differently. So it could be same moment, it could be same location, but we may seeing the world differently. So this is the kind of visualization, how each user look for the world, so that maybe I can share my prompt to Yusuke, and Yusuke can share the prompt to me with the generated 3D image. And we can just compare. And maybe I'm having good time, but maybe Yusuke is not having good time, or maybe like I like drink, but the Yusuke doesn't like drink. So maybe we are seeing the world differently.
Different perspective. Got you.
Yeah, different perspective. Yeah. So the NFT doesn't have to be unique. We can just have different NFT in the same moment.
Yeah. So going back to the technical perspective of it, so I can see this is a really interesting form of POAP, proof of attendance, how you're going to use, how you're going to position the NFT. Everybody got different perspective understood. When it comes to, you mentioned the digital art being created, 3D art being created as a form of NFT that will be able to be listed or being interacting with different metaverse environment. When it comes to the interoperability on this front, how will your solutions being structured in a way that you will have a set of or a level of interoperability onto different metaverse environment? Is it only by the NFT standard? You would like to have your NFT deployed to Klaytn, say like we're Ethereum equivalents, then you will be able to list your NFT onto different metaverse environment based on the integration. So how does it work for your solution to make sure the interoperability for your platform to the metaverse environment, different metaverse environment?
Okay. So talking about that, I think the 3D model format is important. Currently, we are using just GL, kind of simple 3D model format, but we may convert that 3D model format into more like a VRM or different 3D model format, so that more service can support the NFT. And also, I think the most important part is that currently, so we are talking like a 3D model NFT can be metaverse solution, but currently less metaverse project supports NFT 3D model, right? So it's maybe the metaverse project supports 3D model, but they are not able to import the 3D model through their MetaMask wallet or through their NFT. So we have to think about how we cooperate with other metaverse projects. So that's why we are having a team with Yusuke, and Yusuke is working in the XR industry from 2017, and he has a great team with the Metaverse. And we have like a cluster. Cluster is one of the biggest Japanese Metaverse project. It's a kind of Metaverse conference room. We can talk about that people to integrate our NFT to maybe make some gallery or to make some showcase. So I think answering your question, so first one is a 3D model format. This is a quite technical stuff. And second stuff is a kind of cooperation with other metaverse project.
Okay. When I look at your use cases right here is talking about the digital memory that we are having right here. When we talk about memory, it should be going with the set of immutable metadata that we talk about for your NFT or for your PO app. But I guess you might be having some use cases to having some kind of, I would say, a more dynamic NFT format, because the metadata could be changing, along the time. But then I think based on your use cases, mostly immutable, metadata set right here. But anyway, so Chris, do we have further questions from the communities or other judge or any participating team right here? Do you have any questions for Soumatou team right here?
Yeah, so personally, I don't have more questions for Soumatou teams. If judges have no questions as well, we can.
Can I ask a
yeah.
question?
Yes.
Yeah, I just have one simple question. So just in case if I think I uploaded a wrong image, or if I want to update my metadata, right? Is it possible to update the existing metadata?
Currently, it doesn't accept the update of the NFT, and all data is immutable in the IPFS and NFT. But it depends on the use case, because this time I just focus on how user create the NFT in a very easy way and a very creative way. And user can just put the NFT in the blockchain and show the NFT to friends. And I think this is the basic and the simple and the strong use case of this 3D model NFT. So we don't think about the updation of the content. Maybe user can just burn, our NFT has burn function. So user can burn the NFT and mint the NFT again. But so answering your question, the NFT is immutable. So you can just burn and mint again the NFT.
Yeah, okay. Maybe there is also something called dynamic NFTs where we have options to update the metadata. I think, yeah, we can also explore that option instead of burning.
I think very quickly, when the team of Soumatou start these use cases, I think they didn't plan to have these dynamic features of the NFT they're creating from the start. But it could be some extended features that they might be thinking in the future. Yeah.
Because I was thinking like any other application, right? If I want to just edit my metadata or update my metadata. So yeah, but it's a very good application. Yeah, a new application, I would say, a new form of storing our memory in decentralized world. It's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you for your feedback. I think our platform is a lot more fun and creative platform, so that we can have more users to enjoy the blockchain and NFT in the Klaytn blockchain. So yeah, thank you so much for your feedback.
Yeah.
I think we have covered everything. I think that will be it. I think that will be the next one that we'll be looking at, the last one, Chris.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Soumatou teams. And last but not the least, let's welcome the final team, GhostNFT teams today to do the presentation.
Okay. Can you receive me?
Yeah, we can see you and hear you as well. Feel free to start.
I think maybe Soumatou team will need to stop sharing the screen so that the GhostNFT team can start sharing. Yeah,
that's right. Taiju, do you mind to Taiju? Yeah, please stop sharing the screen. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I just talking with Oyama. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, can you see my table?
Right. We can see your table right now.
Yeah, okay. I'm the last one. I hope you're still awake. Hi, I'm YJ from GhostNFT.
GhostNFT is an NFT rental protocol and the marketplace. We hope to bring safety, efficiency, and composability to NFT renting. We believe that utility NFTs have great potentials. NFT are more than PFPs. NFTs can have utilities in both online and offline applications. NFT can be props in GameFi or X2Earn applications. NFT can be offline event tickets passed to some club or organizations. But owning NFT may not always be a good idea. To people who own NFTs, they may not always have time or resources to use their NFTs. To non-NFT owners, NFT could be expensive to buy, or they may be not sure to have long-term interest in the applications. So the idea of NFT renting comes up. Now let's see some existing NFT rental protocol or marketplace. The first one is the most traditional one, is ownership transfer and over collateralized. Let's see the process of the traditional NFT rental. The first, the lessor transfer the NFT to the rental platform. Then the borrower log a collateral and rent to borrow the NFT. When the rental term ends, the borrower returns the NFT to the platform and get back the collateral. Another existing rental protocol is innovation one, like ERC-4907 protocol. In ERC-4907 protocol, the standard add user and expiration in NFT standard. When lessor lend NFTs to the market, expiration is set. When the NFT is borrowed, a wrapped NFT called Do-NFT is generated and transferred to the borrower. A user is set. When runtime ends, a user field is expired. Then the lessor can get back the NFT and the rent. From the previous process, we can easily see some disadvantages. First, both the lessor and the borrower's side need to transfer their assets to the rental platform. If there are some flaws, the platform in the platform contract, the asset could be lost. Second, it is financially inefficient. Collateral should be locked during rent term. To well-behaved borrowers, lock of collateral is a waste. Also, if the owner transfers the NFT, he could miss some opportunities of airdrop. The third one, NFT standard, is if some application wants to use ERC-4907 based rental marketplace, they have to make sure that the NFT is compatible with the ERC-4907 standard. The first one, each NFT can only rent to one user at the same time. In different applications, the user of a rented NFT is the same one. The last one, listing NFT collections on marketplace for rental is centralized. If an application wants to list NFT collections to a marketplace, they should ask for permissions. So here's our idea. First, let's see rental in physical world. Borrowers or users needs to take possession of the object, since the physical utility of the object relies on the physical entity. Now let's compare in digital world. We believe that object in the physical world have a uniqueness. That means one object is one and the only one. And in digital world before NFT, like video games, We don't actually own any heroes or props like we own NFTs, but we still can use the digital assets. That's because what we actually use is the property of the assets. We believe that the NFT has the combination of the properties of uniqueness and the digital. So we conclude that if we can first obtain the authorization of the usage of the origin NFT from the owner, that means obtain the uniqueness. Second, if we can obtain the digital value of the NFT for images or properties, then we can use the NFT in digital world without take possession of the origin NFT by any means. So this is our implementation. It's non-ownership transferred and non-collateral based. First, the lessors register the authorization of usage of their NFTs to the rental contract and pledge some guarantee to make sure that they will not transfer the NFT during the rent term. Second, the borrower log rent to the marketplace. Then the rent contract marks the borrower as the current user. If the lessor violates the rule, that means he or she transfers the NFT during rent term. Anyone except the lessor can report to the rental contract to get a portion of the guarantee as a reward. Other portion of the guarantee will be distributed to borrowers and the application wallet to cover their loss. Finally, the application contract need to query rent info to determine who is the legal current user. So this is the demonstration of the above process. Also, we can bring something more. First, self-service listing or deployment of NFT collections. Each NFT collection application pair needs a rental contract. This pair means that the application A wants their users to rent NFT collection N in their applications. Application team can deploy the rental contract all by themselves using self-service listing deployment function provided by GhostNFT marketplace. The second one is M times N rental model. Each application can have different NFT collections rentable in their application, either their own NFTs or third-party NFT collections, as long as they integrated the protocol. Each NFT collection can be rentable in more than one applications, as long as the applications integrated the protocol. One NFT token ID can have different users in different applications, since different rental contract could have different borrowers marked as users. Here is the demo video.
Hi guys, this is YJ from video. I'll introduce GhostNFT to you. GhostNFT is a collateral-free, non-ownership transfer, application-oriented NFT rental protocol and marketplace. From our rental process, we can see the lenders register the authorization of usage of their NFT instead of transferring or approving their NFTs to the marketplace.
Escape
At the same
process.
In GhostNFT Marketplace, any application team can list any NFT collections for rent in their applications as long as they have integrated the GhostNFT rental protocol for the collection. That means the application team can have either their own NFTs or any third-party NFTs rented in their applications. At start, we can see there is no collections. Let's come to the deploy page, input the info for self-service NFT collection listing. Now we can see the collection that we just listed appears. We enter the collection to find out that there is nothing listed for rent right now. In my NFTs, there are 3 NFTs, we list 1 for rent. Let's set up the rent term and stuff. Now we can see this listed NFT, we borrow this one. Now in my borrowed NFTs, we can find this one. This is the whole listing and renting process.
Okay, to summarize, GhostNFT is safe because it's a non-ownership transfer of assets. Second is financially efficiency. We use small guarantees versus over collateral. And NFT owners never lose opportunities of airdrop. Third, composability, separation of ownership and use right. Combination of NFT collections and applications supported. The last one, the system is self-balanced. Cheater lessors will be punished by side effect of supervisors pursuing profit, just like arbitrators make exchange rate relatively stable among the axes. Our future plan, first to complete production. We are now developing Aptos version, and we are improving documents, and we will finish integration code examples. Also, we are seeking for collaborations. Any GameFi X-Earn NFT Pass team, we are welcomed to try self-service listing and rental functions of GhostNFT. Also, any influencers partnership is welcome. So this is our info. So that's pretty much my presentation. And do any judges have any questions?
Yeah, thank you, YJ, for the presentation. Neil, you wanna jump in first, or?
Hello, I'm here. Just want to have the quick checking right here. What kind of smart contract standard that you're using? Are you using ERC or using KIP?
NFT standard, we used any NFT standard will be compatible because we are not require nothing for the NFT standard. We use a guarantee punishment to punish the borrowers who violate the rules.
So for the demo that you just went through, are you running on the ERC 721 plus some off-chain features, or you're just running the 4907 for the ERC? So I'm just wondering about the sample that you were just having. I mean, the demo that you were just having.
The demo is ERC 721.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So maybe can I go on the previous slide before the future plan, the second last. So yeah, this one. So when it comes to loan ownership transfer of asset, I think this is mostly on the rental features that you're having, and all these features about the safety, financial efficiency, and composability. Are you applying these features onto your backend layer, or you make these happen onto the smart contract level?
I'm sorry, I don't quite follow your question.
Okay, so for example, for the small value guarantee versus the over collateral, if you're trying to have this kind of financial efficiency as a features, when you look into it, how did you roll out these features? Is it only on the smart contract as a smart contract method that you that you roll this out, or you actually have these features on your backend?
It's only on the chain. It's nothing to do with the backend. Because
so
yeah.
So the smart contract method. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Do we have any further questions right here from the audience, or from the committee as well? Chris, can you have a look on the Binance Live?
So maybe before anyone asks, I have I have one question. So yeah, it is a good renting application on blockchain. So you mentioned that you used ERC 721 for NFT standard, right? So in that case, how do you have this rental functions? Because you also mentioned in the other ERC standard, I remember it is 4901. Only in that you can set the expiry time for the token ID, right? So how does these two tokens work in the platform? Or if it's an NFT token, you cannot. So if it is an NFT smart contract, right, you cannot set the expiry time, right? You cannot lend or you cannot set any expiry time, right?
We also set the expiry time. In the demo, we set the lessor will set the expiry time, and it will set up a rent per day. So we also have expiration time.
So you're using two token standards, one for the NFT, the other one. So you're using two token standards here, is it? One for the NFT, the other one for the renting.
We don't we require nothing about the token standard of the NFT. We are a platform to provide the ability to let applications to make any NFT collections rentable in their applications. So we require nothing of the NFT standard.
Okay. So just one more question. So you had mentioned there is a supervisor and guarantee. So why is that required in the system?
You mean supervisors?
Guarantee, yeah.
Yeah. It is not required, but when there is opportunities to get profit, I believe that many users will seek for the opportunities. That means when a lessor transfer the NFT, they promise not to transfer during rent term. There is opportunities for supervisors to get profit. So we use the opportunities for supervisors to get profit to punish the bad behaved lessors.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Chris, do we have some further questions from the committees on Binance Live or any platform?
Yeah, so far I don't see more questions came in. So I guess we can end it up here.
Great. Thank you very much, GhostNFT team. Thank you for your participation into the KLAYMAKERS22.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us today. So audience, if you have any questions or if you want to try out any of the winning teams products today, feel free to engage with the teams using their platform, using their products. I believe they are more than happy to, answering any questions from you guys or just basically share some feedbacks with you guys.
I think today is amazing. Like when you look at Binance Live, we have more than 6,000 people live and checking this out. We have the finalists coming from different country in the world. I mean, let's keep doing this. even after hackathon, hopefully you can make some more changes, improvement, on your solutions. From solution to successful service into the blockchain, this is your goal. The hackathon right here. So after hackathon, there's a lot happening, I'm quite sure. Thank you very much for your time today, all the finalists and audience, and we will see each other very soon in person.
Keep building, especially in this very
keep building
market. Yeah, but yeah, great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You guys. Bye-bye.